basic, like that, you know? Hi loves, welcome back to the channel. I am Halicia, but I go by Lee. And if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe because I do videos on travel, fashion, beauty, and natural hair. So if that's your vibe, go ahead and click to subscribe. That rhymed. Bars! Okay, anyways, this is going to be kind of like the precursor to a series that I'm going to start on my channel next about finding your personal style. I'm not going to call it that, but it'll be somewhere in that range. But I wanted to kind of lead you into the series by starting with this because I feel like this is more of like the basics, right? And this is your must-have wardrobe essential, not so basic basics. Now let me just break this down for you, okay? Because this is probably going to be for a select group of people. This ain't for everybody. I mean, it could be. To me, wardrobe basics are just those essential pieces that everybody most likely has and needs in their wardrobe. For example, it's your white t-shirt, your black t-shirt, your tank top, typically in neutral colors, your long sleeve t-shirt that you might be layering. Maybe it is a bodysuit or maybe it's a turtleneck. It really kind of just depends on your vibe and where you live. But typically these basic pieces are in very neutral colors, like your nudes, your whites, your creams, your browns, maybe a navy blue if you're feeling a little spicier, or like your grays. That's typically the range of those basic pieces. These are the pieces in your wardrobe you don't have to think about ever. They are the pieces in your wardrobe that go with anything. They are like your throw on. And these are typically pieces that you can find in just about any person's wardrobe. And that's what's great about them, because they are truly your basics. Even like black tights, I feel like it's kind of like a basic. It's a piece that you can typically find anywhere, but primarily we're just going to focus on like your tops, maybe a little bit of bottoms too. We're going to dive into that. But for me, I'm a fashion girly, right? And I love not so basic basics. So that's really where this video kind of got inspired from, because although I love a good white t-shirt, I typically just don't want to wear a plain, basic Hanes white t-shirt outside. So we're going to get into the not so basic basics, your wardrobe essentials that you need, right, to complete every outfit, or that you just don't want to think of. Even a button down. A button down is the top tier wardrobe essential. You need at least one good white button down, but you want to kind of add like a little bit of flair to it. So that's really where I came up with the concept of unbasic basics, because they are those pieces that we absolutely need in our wardrobe. They are transitional pieces. They are pieces that you never filter out. I want some type of detailing. So for my not so basic basics, let's say you have a white t-shirt, I'm going to want to add maybe a shoulder pad to that white t-shirt. So now you see there's like an elevation to the not so basic basics. So let's just get into what I would consider my not so basic basic. I've actually outlined some pieces, but before I get into it, I just want to give you a couple of simple ways that you can elevate a basic piece, or just add something to a basic piece, or when you're even shopping for these basic pieces, because they are pieces that you do have to go pick up. You typically want them to be much better quality because you're going to wear them a lot often. And they're also, for me, pieces that I pack a lot. Like after I finish packing, I always go in my wardrobe and I add a black basic and a white basic. Always. There has never been a time that I don't travel with at least one or the other, because you just never know what's going to happen, and you never know if you need to like pull a piece really quickly to add to something and you don't want to think about it. Here are a couple of simple ways that you can kind of re-envision or look at your basic pieces a little bit differently, especially if you're thinking about adding some of these pieces to your wardrobe because they are truly going to be timeless. You have your basic piece, but you can obviously alter the silhouette depending on your body shape or even just the way that you want pieces to fit. So for example, this is a V-neck. You also have round necks, you have square necks, you have strapless. I bet y'all didn't even think about that one. Spaghetti straps, which I'm not a fan of, but I mean, they can work. You have racer backs. You have thicker straps. So you can kind of alter the silhouette or even like the neckline. That's more or less the neckline of a basic to elevate it a little bit more. Another easy way is the fabric. Think about the fabric or the quality of the fabric. You could go like knit, you could go ribbed, you could go 100% cotton, baby, you could go silk, and it's gonna take that very basic piece up a couple of levels and just make the piece look a little bit more interesting, even though it's still just a regular white t-shirt or a regular button down. So outside of exploring like fabrics and textures, I also like to explore the weight. There are like levels, especially to like t-shirts. So you know, you got the Hanes, that's typically like that really thin kind of like undershirt fabric. But places like American Apparel, I'm pretty sure they changed the name, maybe they didn't, or certain brands like Shakaware, you can get a heavier weight t-shirt. It's still just a plain t-shirt in all of the neutral colors that your brain could imagine, but the weight of it is going to be a lot different, a lot heavier, and what that does is that kind of adds elevation to it. It's also going to maintain its shape and its color over time. So it's, you invest a little bit more in it, it looks better because it's higher quality and it's going to last you a lot longer. You can also, going back to I guess silhouettes, because I didn't really address it, I kind of just went straight into necklines. Think about the silhouettes of things. So let's say you got bodysuits. I feel like bodysuits are a basic, right? We typically have them in multiple kind of like neutral or nude colors, but maybe do a bodysuit with a cutout, or maybe do a bodysuit with one shoulder, or maybe do a bodysuit with shoulder pads so that you have that really structured top. And changing up that silhouette can really kind of elevate the look. I am a huge fan, huge fan of a good shoulder pad, and that's because I've figured out kind of like my body proportions and what pieces are gonna look good on me and what pieces that I generally like to wear, and having that structure here gives me more curves that don't actually exist. So it plays with the illusion of something. And to be honest with you, if I put on a white t-shirt with some shoulder pads, it's going to look like I put in 10 times more effort than I actually did, when the look could really just be a white t-shirt and jeans, which is a basic look. But changing out a Hanes t-shirt for a heavy white shoulder padded t-shirt completely elevates things. Now I'm actually going to break down quite a few of unbasic basics that I have, and I'm going to try to leave my description bar like just overly organized, because I feel like my brain is moving faster than how I can get this message out, because I've been waiting to do this video for a minute and I've tried to organize it in the best way possible, and then I was just like, girl, just put the information out there, like just give it to the people, and however you guys receive it is how you guys receive it. But if you have any other questions kind of like about this, then definitely leave them in the description bar below, because again, this is a precursor to a series, so there will be more, and any other questions I can just answer them in another video. You feel me? All right, so let's start with kind of like the first category of basics that I would consider is a must-have, and that's gonna be your tank tops, your tube tops, your bra tops, kind of like just those, the bandeau toppy situation. Add a texture to it, because typically those tops are really boring. It's just like a piece of fabric that goes across the chest area, which I mean it's essential, right? Because you might want to wear that or layer that like under a blazer. If it's a hot day, you might just want to wear that out in general. So here is a good one, baby. This one is good, and it is from none other than Tarjay. I have this in several colors. Black bralette top, a black, it's not a bandeau because it has straps. Well, no, I'm not even gonna say that because sometimes I prefer straps and sometimes I don't. But this one is just a great option just because it's textured. So from far away, it still is just a plain black top. But what's amazing about it is, one, the straps kind of get wider at the top, and then you have this beautiful rib texture. It's still lightweight, it's still layerable, but this adds interest versus just having that like that plain like cotton stretchy version of it. So I would consider this highly a unbasic basic. And then it even comes in different colors, and I'm telling you, this is gonna just elevate any look. You're gonna need pieces like this that are super plain and casual to add to looks, but sometimes you want a little bit more. And it's not gonna take away from anything, but as you get closer to the person, you're gonna see these layers, these different textures, and that creates interest. I'm also heavily into textures, but y'all already know that. The way that clothing feels is huge. So you have aesthetics and your basics. These are, of course, a great option, and any other options that I have, I'm actually gonna create a list in my Amazon storefront for your must-have wardrobe basics, and then I'll individually link all of the pieces that I discussed in this video if they are still available. If they're not, I'm going to try to link something very similar to it. Now in this same range, because everybody is not going to be a fan of like crop tops or like bralette tops, but you still kind of want like a tank toppy basic in your wardrobe, here's another option, and this one is gonna blow your mind because it's like va-va-voom, but it's still just a black tank top. If you really want to add like some zhuzh, some va-va-voom to your basic tank tops, you could opt for something like this. There's several things going on in this that really make it a unbasic basic. Now, granted, this is just a black ribbed tank top, but it has these super amazing like gold buckle straps, which are great because you can actually adjust the length of the strap, but in a funner way. So if you're bustier, let's say you want it to be a lower cut or a higher cut, you can manipulate this to work in whatever situation you need to happen up here. It's also a heavier weight tank, and it is more of like a matte versus like this that is a little bit shinier. It's also softer. So you have like the versatility in still a black tank. I could throw this on with a pair of jeans, a pair of cargos, a skirt, whatever, and it's still a look, even though it's just a black basic piece. Is doing what it needs to do for me. It's adding jewelry, it's adding blings, it's very much so giving an unbasic basic. And I absolutely love this tank top for just those days when I don't want to think about what I'm putting on. I don't want to have to like heavily consider it, but I still want to give something. And I found some similar items that are cheaper than that one, so I'll have a range of kind of like basic unbasics linked below. But I would advise for your basics, go ahead and spend just a little bit more money because you're going to wear them more often, and so you definitely want a higher quality basic. Now we're going to move into your t-shirts, because I don't know not one person that doesn't need a t-shirt. I don't know, like it just doesn't exist. It's just one of those timeless classic looks, but you need to give something. Like let's give in our t-shirts. I have some stellar examples of unbasic basics. Now these are more my style, but again, you can go with whatever really fits your vibe. I'm gonna go into my shoulder pad t-shirts because every single time that I've worn these, I get stopped, I get complimented, and it's literally just one of the easiest looks that you can pull off, and they go with everything. I'm telling you. I'm going to show you several of them. Some of them are from the Frankie shop and the Attico. Now keep in mind that these price points are a lot more expensive, but I know for a fact I've gotten my cost per wear out of them. They have not faded. They are heavyweight. They are absolutely stunning, and even the structure of them is just top tier. One of the outfits, actually most of the, like 2 or 3 of the outfits that I have received the most love and feedback on, I've had on a shoulder padded t-shirt from one of these brands. So I'm letting you know that they are, to me, worth the coin. Okay, this one right here, I literally got to step back. It is from the Attico. It is really just a black t-shirt with shoulder pads in it. But I wish you could just reach through the screen and feel the weight on this. It does have like a little logo on it, but you really can't see it unless you're close up. And it's still black on black, but the logo is textured, so you get that. And then you have these shoulder pads in it, and I got mine like a size larger because I knew that more than likely I was going to be wearing it with smaller bottoms, and I could tuck it and really get like that structure in it. You guys should be seeing like a video that I wore this in. I actually wore this to a fashion show with a mini skirt, and it just looked, it looked so good, and it looked so put together, and it didn't require pretty much any thought. And I actually have this t-shirt in probably like 4 different colors, styles. I even got it in the prints, and I wear them all of the time, and people always stop me and are like, you look so good, you look so put together. And in my head I'm like, girl, I threw on this t-shirt and some jeans. Like, highly advise it. But the Frankie shop is a lot cheaper, but I don't feel like the quality is as great as this one, so just keep that in mind. But I'll show you my white version of the Frankie shop one and how I still love it just as much, and I'll explain to you why. Now here's the Frankie shop version. It is not ironed, okay? I wear this shirt a lot, but I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer so that you guys can kind of see. It has a little stain on it. I don't care, I'm still wearing it, but you can see it now up close how this is a lot, it's just a lot thinner. It doesn't hold its structure as much, and the material is just different. It's still really soft, and it's still like a nice, beautiful material, and you can see like that structure in the shoulder pads. And I do have this in black and white too. Like what are we even talking about here? Like, but what I really love about this one is I want to say that when I bought this, it actually said that it was a dress. Now granted, this ain't no dress. Who is it a dress for? But it does come past the bum, and so I think that's why they classified it as a dress. And what was great about it is that I realized I have pieces in my wardrobe that are like sheer or mesh or see-through, and they are bottoms, and I wanted those pieces to really be like the standout show pieces, but I still wanted something that was covering up my bum. I didn't want that you know, because typically with pieces like that you just wear kind of like undies that are full covering. I still wanted just something across the bum, but that didn't take away from the piece. And so that is why I picked up these two in black and white, and I can wear them as a dress, a very short dress, or I can wear them as a shirt. So they have been extremely versatile in my wardrobe. And let me just pause for a second. It's storming, and then the sun is coming out, and then it's raining again. So I know that the lighting is flip-flopping. I should have recorded this at night, but I didn't. So I did purchase these on sale also, so that's like a really good thing. When I share my links, most of the time the stuff is on sale, so I know that the links go really fast because there's typically not a lot left on the link anyways, and that is another kind of like great way to purchase it. Wait until it goes on sale. When I share on my like to know it, you can actually love it and it will notify you when the prices have dropped. So that's kind of like a great thing. If you don't want to purchase it right then and there, just wait, love it, and it will send you like a little message that says, hey, the price on this has dropped, and then you can go grab it, and that way you can save you some coins and really get you some high quality. I do have another dupe. It's dupe-ish, I guess you could say. And this one was from the Barney's New York Forever 21 collection. I linked this maybe like a week or two ago. I'm not really sure. And it is great quality. Super great quality. And it also does have shoulder pads in it. And it is cropped. But you can just tell even by looking at it right now that it is amazing. This is a really good dupe that is on the much more affordable side. So I'll relink it because it is 10 times more affordable, but they didn't skimp on the quality of this. So this is a great option. Only thing is, you know, you're kind of limited in the silhouettes. So yeah, basic that I do want to show you, but it's not available. Okay, I got this last year at the H&M Studio Collection, and when H&M does their studio collections, they're gone. If I can find somebody reselling it, perfect for like your fall winter season. Here she is. Now from afar, she doesn't look like much. She looks like a t-shirt. When I bring this up close, you're not gonna judge me on the amount of stains on this shirt, okay? Because I do wear her very often. Just keep that in mind. So please don't judge me. I've been trying to get them out. Some of them don't come off and I don't care. Do you notice how this shirt is basically puffy? It's almost like a sweatshirt in a t-shirt. It's like pillowy, and it has like stuffing in it or something. I don't know, but it's so soft and cozy and comfortable. It's almost like wearing a comforter, like a lightweight comforter, but it's just a t-shirt. 2022 H&M Studio Collection. I love this so much. I've worn this with like metallic jeans. I've worn it with denim. I've worn it with cargos. I have stuffed it underneath my bra and cropped it. You name it. I've tried it because I just love how cozy it feels on the body and how interesting it is, even though it's just a t-shirt. I feel like y'all are getting it now. I really do. Now I want to get into button downs, because button downs are definitely essential. And honestly, for a button down, for me, I could stick with like white and cream. I wear black, but not as often. You're good to go. And I have a few that vary and they get worn. Like this one is probably one of the most famous button downs. It is from the Ballet, and the Ballet is a nail polish company. And what's so great about it is that it looks good ironed, it looks good wrinkled, it is lightweight, it is semi-sheer, but not completely. You know, you're gonna be able to see a little bit, but not anything that's like vulgar. And the quality of it is really amazing. I can't tell you how many times I've worn this and it does not fade. This one actually doesn't stain easily either, so that's a great thing. And then this little detail and how kind of like semi-sheer it is really sets it off and elevates it. You can also elevate a white button down. This is a regular white button down from the front, but it's party in the back. And this one is from Amazon, like literally. And what's dope about it is that it has these buttons that just go all the way down. So you can adjust these to your liking. It also comes with like a waist tie if you want to tie it in. But I love that you can just kind of give like corporate baddie in the front. And then you like baddie in the back, just baddie, you know. And I have this one, and she's cropped, and she has like all of these strings, very similar to the Jacquemus top, but it's still, again, a very basic white button down. The only difference is that it's cropped, and it has these elevated strings that you can kind of tie all around the waist area, or even not. You could just tie them in a bow, tie them in a knot. You could do whatever you want to do with them to change the silhouette of the shirt. It does have buttons on it too, but you don't have to use them. You could literally just cross this over. So you have kind of like a lot of styling options in this white button down. This one's also cool, but it's not white, it's blue. I do want it in white, and it's semi-cropped, but I love the way that this kind of like drapes. So it's still just, it's a version of a button down shirt in a very neutral color, this kind of like light school corporate blue, but it has this detailing on it. And honestly, I mean, if you wanted to button it, you could, and just kind of have that draping at the bottom. But I just loved that twist, that aspect that they added to it to make it a lot more interesting. Jacquemus does this very well, and they do this well often. Like this one that I wore recently. To be honest, this is a button down cropped top. What they did was they added a zipper, and then they like rolled up this little braid detail, and it kind of has like this bubbling in the back, because this is like really cropped. Like it comes right underneath the bust. There's still some zhuzh to this top, but it's still a basic top. Like, let's just be clear. And then I can kind of adjust how sexy it is. I could zip this all the way up and kind of have it like closed neck, and it's a crop top, or I could have it all the way down. You know, I can do different things with this. I'm gonna start putting it basic like that, you know. And I guess kind of like the last category I'm gonna get into, I didn't touch at all during this video, are jeans. Denim jeans are, for the most part, I feel like wardrobe essentials. I know a lot of people that don't like denim jeans, and I completely understand that. That's why I'm kind of sprinkling this in on the end. But I do feel like denim jeans are wardrobe essentials. They are pieces that everybody needs, but you might not necessarily want them as plain as they come. And so this is a piece that I recently talked about in my designer or dupe video, but it's a denim jean. But what's interesting about it is this double waist detailing that is on the front and it's on the back. They even continued it on the pocket, and I love this because imagine this with a shoulder pad, white t-shirt, grab a bag, put on some jewelry, or not, walk out the door. You could do sneakers, whatever, it does not matter. You're going to look put together, chic, and elevated. It's going to look like you tried and you didn't. You pulled out the two most basic pieces in your wardrobe that you could find, and you put them on. And you don't have to think about it because the detailing in the pieces do enough. There's actually one more piece that I want to show you, and I can't find it. And it's a shoulder pad white shirt that has the entire back cut out, and it has ties in it. But since I've taken pictures in it, I'll just pop that up. I really hope that this kind of helps you and that you're excited about the new series that I'm starting on my channel. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below, and if there are any other basic pieces that you feel like I missed. I was also thinking about doing unbasic basic accessories, wardrobe essential accessories, because I do feel like that could be a thing. Like, there are essential accessories that every wardrobe needs. And I mean like shoes, sunglasses, bags, jewelry, stuff like that. So let me know in the comments below if that's something that you girls are into. I love you guys. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.